Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. Today we are in my kitchen. We are going to be putting together a spice blend, an Indian spice blend from India called Garam Masala. And we're going to do it in a cast iron skillet. This is Cast Iron Fest, hosted by Luann's Kitchen. Y'all check out the playlist. I'll link it below. I believe it's an open collaboration and anybody can jump on. So y'all make sure you're jumping on with this wonderful collaboration and checking out all of the content creators in it. So this has a bunch of spices in it. It's my blend that I found. I found it years ago, but I think I added to or took away. Anyway, it is a garam masala spice blend made in a cast iron skillet. And when I get finished with what I got to do with it in the skillet, I am going to put it through my little ninja and just grind it up. We will be using star anise, ground cinnamon, bay leaves, mustard seed, ground cloves, ground mace, ground nutmeg, whole cumin seeds, ground cardamom, black pepper, some whole fennel seeds, and chili pepper for this recipe. Make sure you stop the video, go grab you a pen and paper and write down this recipe because I'm sure you're going to want this spice blend in your kitchen. The first ingredient going into my bowl will be 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, but I'm actually using whole cumin. And I'll just add a little bit more to my bowl to get approximately 1 tablespoon of ground. And 1.5 teaspoons of coriander. And I think what I did is I substituted the cardamom for, no, I didn't substitute. I didn't have any coriander. So I'm just going to omit that, but I could actually use some cumin. And I think I do have cumin here. So we'll look and see. Yeah, I have the cumin, so we'll do that first. So you can substitute the cumin for the coriander because it's from the same plant. Little different flavor, but it's still very, very good. So this is 1.5 teaspoons of coriander. Coriander or cumin. So 1 teaspoon. ½ teaspoon. Now I'm going to go to the cardamom and I'm going to do the same thing. It's 1 teaspoon and ½ teaspoon of ground cardamom. And you need black pepper. It's 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. One teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Oh, that's nutmeg. I'm going to take some of that out because it was only supposed to be ½ teaspoon. Pulled the wrong one. Let me grab a little bit more of that. So that's ½ teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Now I need my ground cloves, and it is 1/2 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to grab our cinnamon. Since I messed up, The ground cinnamon was 1 teaspoon. One teaspoon of fennel seed. One teaspoon of chili powder. One and a half teaspoon of mustard seed. Four bay leaves. One teaspoon of mace. And 1 star anise. We're going to get our skillet hot. So I'm going to get that heating and we'll be right back, and we'll get all our spices into a dry skillet. All right, my skillet is hot. Let me grab a spatula. We're going to use the same bowl. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the bay leaves in there so they can start releasing their oils, and the star anise. And we're going to add in our spices. And we're just going to move this around in the skillet to allow those spices to start to toast a little bit and release their oils. The smell is just amazing when you mix all these spices together. So just a minute or so is all you need in the skillet. And I do have my temperature up on about medium heat. I'm going to turn my heat off. We're going to put this back in the bowl, and then we're going to get it jarred up. I'm going to put this through my NutriBullet because I do have seeds in here and the bay leaves. So we're going to get this in there, and the star anise. Now, if you don't have star anise, you certainly can use anise seed. I've done that in the past. It's 2 different plants, but it's the same idea. So this I could probably put in a half pint or a quarter pint. I've got an older Garam Masala I'm going to mix in with this though, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the pint jar. And it's going to get loud for just a moment. So this is really an amazing spice. Garam Masala. So I always put a bay leaf in my jars. So I have an older one that I did, and I'm just going to mix them. I think I'm going to put them back in this jar though. I'm just going to mix them a little bit. And we're going to put it back in the jar that I had in my pantry. So that's going to give me about a cup between the two. Changed my mind. That's the woman's prerogative. Okay. So what I did is I just mixed them together. And the older one, I had left some seeds in there. So either way is fine. If you don't want to grind it, you don't have to. So one bay leaf, or you could use an oxygen absorber because this does not contain any sugars. And my garam masala is ready to use. I'll give you some recipe ideas in just a moment. Garam means hot. Masala means spices. Garam masala. This can be used in curries and dals, such as butter chicken, chicken tikka masala, chana masala, which is a chickpea curry, various dals like lentil soups. It's a finishing spice to maximize its warming flavor. You can sprinkle it over your food before serving, or you can use it as a marinade or a dry rub for like tandoori chicken, lamb before grilling or roasting, and it is excellent dry rub for most meats. And I've used it on a pork tenderloin in a previous video. I will link that right there. Let's see, I've got a couple of cards, by the way. It can be used in rice dishes like biryani, and I know I'm butchering that. It's a layered rice with meat or vegetables, or a simple curry, a simple cumin rice. It's often used in snacks and appetizers for fillings or batter. It's used on roasted vegetables like carrots, sweet potatoes, cauliflower to add a complex earthy flavor. You can add it to soups and stews, omelets, or eggs, or as a savory topping on your popcorn. Garam masala can be used in baking as well because it has a lot of the same flavors that you find like in pumpkin spice. So it could be a substitute. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I know I have flubbed up all through the video, but that's okay. This is me and how I live. So it's really easy to make. I buy all my spices in bulk. I prefer to make my spice blends myself. Save tons of money that way. My spices go further. And I have another year's supply or more of garam masala. Thank you, Luann at Luann's Kitchen, for hosting Cast Iron Fest. And I hope that you will join in and just check out the playlist below this video. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.